we teach ourselves that we can do it, right? So, okay, welcome everybody. This is the last Monday in August. You might be sick of hearing from me at this point, but it's the last one. I'm gonna watch and make sure I admit anybody in the waiting room. Actually, I might add some of you as co-hosts so that I can let you do that. There we go. Okay, so I made co-host. So I don't have to, I don't want anybody to be stuck in the waiting room while we're doing this. And then really quickly, I didn't get my window pulled open. This morning we're talking about ZENDOCRINE. We touched on it last week when we were talking about Terrazyme, and I thought that it would be a great one to dive into. It was a really confusing product for me when I first started using doTERRA oils and all, because there were, well, 2 products and then there were 3, and I didn't know if they were all the same thing or if they were different or what they all were and which ones I could use for what. And so the more I've learned, the more I feel like I should share with others what I've learned so that it's not so confusing. And let me see. Did somebody just ask me a question?
Are you going to record?
Yes, I started the recording. So we are recording. So let me hop over to my slides really quickly and show you just a few visuals and a few notes that I've got so that you can follow along and so that I don't give misinformation. Okay, so ZENDOCRINE I know is detox. So I knew that much, but I thought if I don't need a detox, does that mean I don't need ZENDOCRINE? But it's so much more than just detox. So here are the 3 in the family. And just to teach you, the 2 on the right, the soft gels and the oil are essentially the same thing in 2 forms. So you've got the same oils in the blend. You can take it as a soft gel. You could use it as an oil. It's your preference how you want to use that and what suits you best. And then the one on the far left, the ZENDOCRINE Detoxification Complex, is actually a capsule. And that one works together with the other 2. Okay, so sorry, these are a lot of words, but I just wanted to not miss anything that I pulled out that I want to share. So part of body functions, right? Eating, breathing, and coming in contact with our environment through our skin, our bodies are exposed to numerous toxins, right? That's the reality. So even if we did a detox years ago or, you know, last year, we are constantly exposed to toxins through our eating, breathing, and just it being in our environment, right? So one of the primary functions of vital organs is to act as protective filters. So the body's filtering and waste management system is quite capable of managing quite a bit, right? A certain amount of exposure to toxic influencers, right? We've noticed that because throughout our lives, we typically are still alive, even if we haven't done a detox. But we start over time, start to notice maybe it's wearing on us pretty heavily, right? So in a modern world full of environmental pollutions and harmful chemicals, we find them in our prepared foods, beauty products, treated water, whatever we're exposed to, right? As much as we try, we still come in contact with them, and our filtering system can be challenged, right, significantly. So our healthy organs have the capacity to meet this challenge under normal conditions, but many suboptimal health conditions can challenge it, right? So we're talking the functioning of, so a lot of time when you say detox, people think it's a gastrointestinal cleanse or a, right, stomach and bowel and all. There are more cleanses. So we've also got the filtering functions of the liver, the kidneys, the colon, the lungs, and our largest organ, our skin. Now, this is when I started to pay special attention, is when my skin started having problems, right? Like that's when we really noticed. So I just keep scooting us around here so I can see my notes here. So supporting healthy cleansing and filtering functions. Okay, this is what, as I'm going into this, this is what we are doing with the ZENDOCRINE Detoxification Complex. That first one pictured there, and if you can see me, I don't know if you can still see me, I was sharing my screen. This is the white bottle. This is the capsule. So we can limit somewhat our exposure, right, to environmental toxins by eliminating foods that have artificial ingredients or been treated with pesticides or other harmful chemicals, right? So we have ways that we can help support our body. We can do a little bit better. We can hydrate frequently. It's one of my favorite things to do. You'll always see me on here drinking water. I always am. I am a fish. I drink a ton of water. So hydrate, stay hydrated with clean water. I always have oils in it too, just specific to whatever I'm dealing with. But additionally, we can supplement our healthy diets with functional nutrients that provide targeted support, right, for those specific organs, and then help maintain, not just detoxing, but maintain healthy cleansing and filtering. So the difference, what on earth is the difference, right? This was the confusing thing to me. The detoxification complex, the capsules, contain a proprietary blend of whole food extracts formulated to support the healthy cleansing and filtering functions of liver, kidneys, colon, lungs, and skin. So there we go. The ZENDOCRINE soft gels, detoxification blend soft gels, are literally oils in that soft gel: tangerine, rosemary, geranium. We all know I love that it's encapsulated in that soft gel. Juniper berry and cilantro. So you could put the oil blend in your water and just drink it if you prefer. If you love the flavor of all of those together, great. Just put some of the oil blend in your water. If you're not a huge fan of that, the soft gels are for you and they're for me. That's my favorite way to use them. So both of the products support the body, but the mechanism through which they affect the body is a little bit different. So each product helps you in ways the other cannot. So basically they go together. So it's not one or the other. You want to use both together. And from what I understand, researching, the oils will help release a lot of toxins. And one of the functions of the capsules is it's got some psyllium fiber in there, psyllium husk fiber, and all that helps bind it to then transport out of the body. We don't want to release those and then have them free flowing throughout the body, wreaking havoc anywhere else. We want to release them and then get them out, right? Release that waste. So that's why you want to use both of them together, at least one reason. The soft gels, rosemary, this is why these oils are in there, and these are more of my notes from leadership. I told you I'm not a note taker, but this I took notes on. This is still from Boyd Truman. Rosemary is a proliferate and inhibits cancer. Bam, right there. I want to take this. And he said that he takes 2 to 3 in the evening every day. So this is, like I said, not just a detox when you're doing a massive, cleanse. This is a daily support to help detox daily all those toxins we're exposed to. Geranium for jaundice. This is one thing that they use on their babies, he said. I think they have 8 children, if I am correct. Right when they're born, they'll use geranium on the bottom of the feet and the belly to help prevent jaundice. Really interesting. So we all know jaundice is a result of liver issues or maybe young liver. And so the geranium is also going to support our liver. The liver needs to work properly, right? For our body to function, the liver has to work properly. So we give it a fighting chance with ZENDOCRINE. That for me is enough. I'm like, okay, great, liver, I got that. I want to take ZENDOCRINE. It's protecting. So not only is it helping to detox, it's also helping to protect. And who doesn't need protection from daily exposure to toxins? I mean, I do. I know there's so much going on around me, whether it's our air quality during the winter here, or whether it's like on my drive and being exposed to lots of exhaust as I stop at gas stations, or whether it's just the fact that I drink out of plastic water bottles from time to time, maybe more often than I should, or whatever is going on, pesticides on my lawn, whatever's going on. I want to protect. I want to help protect my body, and I want to also help flush out those nasty toxins when I'm exposed. Cilantro in there, it's a binding agent for getting rid of heavy metals. If you've got amalgam fillings in your mouth, if you've been vaccinated, any number of reasons, go ahead and get rid of heavy metals out of the body. It's right in there in ZENDOCRINE. This also is a great way when people are like, what should I use for a heavy metal detox? Well, I could say buy cilantro, or I could say just get ZENDOCRINE, because it's going to support more than just that. And it's nice to have it all in one, where okay, I'm getting this support from all of these oils in the ZENDOCRINE soft gel, and I will say, and get the capsules as well. One of the interesting things about the capsules, let me see what my next slide is here. I think it's my last one. About the capsules is they were sold out for, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years. I lose track. Time flies now, which I guess means I'm getting old. But the capsules were sold out. And some of the inside information on that was they kept passing all of the outside party testing, all the ingredients in these. And if you look at the other ingredients in here, I thought I had a slide of that. I'm sorry. Let me tell you, they look like a liver cleanse. If you were to buy a liver detox or liver cleanse product, it has the ingredients like the marshmallow herb extract, and I'm trying to think of some of the other things that my doctor put me on. I take this red clover extract, dandelion root extract, right? This really does look like a liver support supplement. And so it has the psyllium husk and these other things in it. Well, also an enzyme support, right? We talked about Terrazyme last week. And if you're not breaking down what you're taking, you're really not getting the benefits of it. So I love that they added the enzyme support directly in here. Amylase, cellulase, and some magnesium, and then manganese sulfate. So all of that in here so that we can actually utilize what we're taking. But this product was sold out and we were all just dying. Like, we need this, we need this, we need it. And so many people using it for an array of reasons. Somebody was using it for lung support for their dog and giving their dog, I think, up to 6 capsules a day and supporting their respiratory system, which I never would have thought of, but I just read to you, right? It's for lungs and for liver and, you know, all the organs. So this support, when it was out of stock, the reason why is when it would go through all the testing, it would pass all of that, and then doTERRA would bring it in-house and test it further. They actually found E. coli in it. And they will not give us a product that is going to be harmful to us, right? I don't know what micro amount of E. coli was in it, but I'm grateful that we didn't get that. I mean, I quit buying romaine lettuce during that whole E. coli scandal. So found a love for better lettuce, which is not a bad thing. It's really yummy. But ZENDOCRINE, now that it's back in stock, like, we were buying it up super fast. I don't think there's a limit anymore. At first there was a limit to allow for everybody to get some, but this is a huge product. I had people texting me, hey, do you have any extra in your stash? You know, and trying to find ZENDOCRINE all over the place because so many people are using this for support every day. The capsules and then also the soft gels. The soft gels were in stock. Now, if you're not a fan of taking soft gels, my other tip is, and especially for my newer people, let me pop this back open. I'm going to stop sharing and pop open our large window so you can see. I include a little roller of ZENDOCRINE along with some coconut oil. So 10 drops of ZENDOCRINE in this little 5 milliliter roller, topped off with coconut oil for when people first get started with oils. Most of us need a little detoxing and a little support for our liver. And I just put instructions on there. Roll over your liver and bottoms of the feet each morning for organ cleansing, weight, thyroid, and hormones. So if you need any support with any of those things, which most of us do, this roller is a great way for people to start and just kind of help start cleansing and detoxing from whatever you've been exposed to in your life. And it's a simple way. It's not overwhelming. I just roll on the bottoms of your feet and over the liver. So I love that. So you could do the soft gels or this, or both. If you want to do both, do both. But then also I loved it, like I said, pair that with the ZENDOCRINE capsules. That's really the extent of everything I have to share. Does anybody have any questions, comments, shares, like ways that it's helped you or anything? Please unmute and hop on.
So first, this is Tricia, and and actually Becky and I were having the same thought. She's in a really noisy car, so she's, but I was thinking the same thing. One real big source of things that are bad for us and that we need to cleanse our liver from are prescription drugs. And you didn't mention that, but if you want to comment on that yourself.
Yes, please. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, anything from ibuprofen, which can be very damaging. You know, there's even been cases when children where they have been given too much aspirin or ibuprofen kind of products. And there were a couple cases a couple of years ago where some young children died trying to bring down their fevers, and they overloaded their livers. And then any kind of high blood pressure medication, any of those, the cholesterol medication, all of those you find, or antifungals are famous for being extremely destructive to the liver. And they will test them, you know, you have to go back in and you have your blood tested. The reason they're testing your blood is because it's so damaging to the liver, and they're seeing if it's killing your liver and how, you know, so they're walking this fine line. So all of those things are damaging, and people are taking them because they think they're good for them. But they're actually just, and a lot of times they're just a Band-Aid, and they're not actually healing the body, and they're actually damaging the liver. Then there's a whole nother issue when people are going off those medications, those drugs, because it's now destroying their liver, then they haven't addressed, you know, the fundamental problems. So so anyway, I just wanted to mention that that's really important to make sure if you are on those, let's see if, number one, you can get your body to a place where you can get in a place of balance that you don't have to take those things. And if you feel like you do have to take those right now, then you need to be, for sure, taking these products and doing everything you can to stimulate the release of those toxins from your body. That's helpful.
Thank you, Trisha. Thank you so much. That's a huge area I didn't touch on. You're absolutely right. And most of us have taken something, whether it's Tylenol or ibuprofen or whatever in our lives we have. And when we're in those positions where we need to, then we need to. But yeah, give our liver some love. And just because it's filtering everything doesn't mean that it can handle holding on to everything forever. We want to help it release that when we don't need that anymore and let it get rid of so it can keep functioning. My daughter was having horrible pain, and they put her on some pretty heavy stuff. I wasn't there, which was kind of devastating, but she was on some pretty heavy medication for the pain she was dealing with. She was on Percocet daily, and that wasn't doing it. They put her on Dilaudid. They put her on all sorts of things. I had to Google, I'm like, what is this? And when she stopped taking those, she kind of went through some withdrawal. She'd been on for weeks and weeks. And then when we started cleansing, we did have to give her the ZENDOCRINE capsules because when we started releasing those, right, from her liver, she started feeling the effects of them again. And it was a really interesting and a little bit scary phenomenon. And so I remember somebody mentioning, get the binding agents in there, right, to help bind it so you can release it, but bind it and get it out instead of letting it free. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. And a lot of us who have been vaccinated, I'm not going to debate the vaccine thing. If you're pro-vaccine, great. There's still some things in there that they use that we need to like let out of our bodies. They're supposed to naturally go, and sometimes they don't. So yeah, whatever we've been exposed to, let our filtering organs continue to filter by getting rid of and expelling some of those things that we don't need anymore, don't serve us anymore. Thank you, Trisha.
One more thing,
Heather.
maybe you said this already, but with the white bottle, that actually has ingredients in it that support the organs functioning properly. So the other ingredients, they're trying to release those toxins, but that white bottle has ingredients in it that support just the function, the actual organ itself.
Yeah, like the daily function, right? Continuing to do well.
Yeah, just
thank you.
In a positive way.
So Heather, my
Yeah,
my mom had a very positive experience with both the ZENDOCRINE oil and the ZENDOCRINE complex. She had stage 3, almost stage 4 chronic kidney disease from a prescription that had been given to her years ago. And after about a year and a half working with her doctor, he knew what we were doing, along with LLV, she was completely able to reverse all of the kidney disease. So love those 2 products. They are awesome. They do more than just the liver. They definitely help with other organs as well. So
thank you. That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. That's so nice to hear when people have had good experiences with specifically that. So yeah, don't discount. I mean, I was taking this for a long time for my skin. Her mom's taking it for her kidneys, right? Liver, like so many different things. Lungs, I have a little one that has respiratory stuff. And we get really poor air quality here in our valley during the winter. And so everywhere, in fact, they tested asthma. My ENT was explaining to me that asthma and the particles in the air and how it affects the asthma. They did that right here in our valley in Utah because our particles in the air are so abundant during the winter. So of all the places in the world to choose to study that, it was here. And so I'm going to get, like, the more I learn, I'm going to get him on these products just to support his lungs and help daily, like Trisha mentioned, the proper functioning of his lungs every day. Did anybody else have anything to share or ask questions or anything before we wrap this up? Thank you so much for everyone joining us this morning. All right. I don't see anybody unmuting. So if you think of questions later, please feel free to ask, post them wherever we post the recording. Go ahead and comment there. It always helps other people as well. So oh, Trisha.
I do have a question for Michelle. Was your mom taking that every day for a year? I mean, what dosage was she taking to reverse that liver disease?
So she was just taking the complex as directed, which I believe is 2 a day, I think. And then she was actually, she wasn't taking ZENDOCRINE internally. She was just putting it on the bottoms of her feet, lemon in her water, and then the LLV. So that's what she was doing for the kidney support.
Fantastic. So much power in using them topically. Sometimes we forget. And so I love that reminder that using them topically on the bottom of your feet is such a powerful way to use the oils. And you don't have to take them internally if you don't want to. So I love having so many options. My kids are the worst at taking pills. So using oils topically is amazing. It's life-changing for us. So anybody else have any questions for Michelle or Trisha or me or anyone? No, we're good to go. Okay. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. We will see you on here next week. We'll let you know what the topic is. If you're not registered for convention yet, you still have a few more days to get registered for that, or I guess connection, we're calling it this year, because everybody gets access to convention from home, the comfort of your own home. And also tonight, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we will have continuing education. I can't remember the topic this week. I think it's week 2. So get the details for that Zoom call tonight. It's also on Zoom, and then those are recorded and posted for a couple of days. So if you missed the live, you're good to go. But we've got those 2 announcements. Any other announcements I've forgotten? Once you've done all 8 classes, we do have a gift for you. So let us know if you've done all 8 of the continuing education, because we do want to recognize that. Okay, thank you all. We will see you later.